especially taking their guidance. That Vaishnava that you're taking guidance, you follow. If they're following, this rule, then you follow that. Understand? Then it becomes very easy. Like for example, our Prabhupada, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. He is very good astrologer. He's very good astrologer. He knows everything about astrology. Actually, he's been given the title, Saraswati, and they actually give like a seat reserved only for him in Bengal. You know this, no? In Calcutta, right? One university. What university is that? There's one university that actually gave a seat for him to honor him like as greatest astrologer. You understand? So before, as far as like making calendar, also when Prabhupada he met with Jagannath Babaji Maharaj. Jagannath Babaji Maharaj acknowledged him. You're a very good astrologer, you should make calendar for the Vaishnavas. So it's actually Prabhupada, Bhakta Thakur, who published and make it like he disseminated this Gaudiya calendar. So before, Prabhupada only following, the system was, we call this Surya Siddhanta. The Surya Siddhanta. In our calendar, there's a, what, have you read the introduction in our calendar? We mentioned this. During the time of Prabhupada, that's 1800s, many astrologers, the modern astrologers, they see that many of the things in the Surya Siddhanta does not it doesn't sync really with what you can observe. They think that something is like a mistake. And there's mistake in this. Surya Siddhanta is like really old system, and this started with the sadhus, in old times, like Vasishtha Muni and others. So then they can see like because one thing is as they can observe, then it seems like some mistake according to the calculations of this calendar, Surya Siddhanta. And so then all these modern astrologers, they made like an alternative, that they say like corrects the whatever mistake in the Surya Siddhanta. And therefore, whatever they calculated, it matches according to what you can really observe. It matches according to the data of the scientists and like that. You understand? So this happened during the time of Prabhupada. So this new system calculation is called Drik Siddhanta. But then, Prabhupada, he knows everything about astrology. And to many astrologers, they see that this Surya Siddhanta has mistakes. But Prabhupada still follows Surya Siddhanta. And so then, now the question then is like, why is he still following we can see some mistakes are there. And so therefore, there's a very nice article, and if you want, I can share to you also. This is actually from a website in Maharaj. He was asked, he asked Prabhupada about this. Because Bhakti Maharaj also, he knows about astrology. And so it's like, an accepted thing that some Surya Siddhanta has some mistakes, and so Srila Maharaj one time approached Prabhupada and he asked, Prabhupada, it seems that, we know that you're an expert in astrology, and we know the Surya Siddhanta has some mistakes. Why we don't follow this new system, this Drik Siddhanta? And then, you know what Prabhupada answered? He said, we're not followers of this or that system. We are followers of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Whatever Bhaktivinoda Thakur follows, I follow. He's saying like that. And this is something we should appreciate. That person who we know, he is my guardian and he is my example, like how to follow spiritual life. Whatever he's following, like he's your Shiksha Guru, whatever he follows, you follow. Then everything becomes very easy, like this. And you know what Bhakti Sridhar Goswami explained, and from that he appreciated. He's saying that whatever the opinions of the pure devotees, he said they are infallible. Like they have actually very deep vision, more than just what the materialist can observe. According to material senses, you may say, oh, the Surya Siddhanta is wrong, or some, it doesn't match according to what we observe, like this, and you may consider that a mistake. But actually, this is now the thing. Would you follow the opinion of, say, materialists or those sense enjoyers, or you follow what is really the mood and the sentiments of the pure devotees, like your Shaguru. So this is the point of Bhakti Srila Maharaj. He saw in Prabhupada that while others they may think Surya Siddhanta has mistakes, he said, well, he's following this because this is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur follows. And he knows Bhaktivinoda Thakur is never wrong. He's eternal associate of course, Prabhupada also is eternal associate, but he's showing to us. You understand? So now, just this as an example. In our spiritual life, there will be many practices and some rules like that. And there can be some differences of opinion. So some Vaishnavas may be following this, some may not be following this. So now how to reconcile? It's like whatever Gurudev follows, we follow. If you have not seen, you have not lived with Gurudev, then those who have lived with Srila Gurudev and seen his mood and how he follows, then you follow them. You understand? So those devotees that you have faith, then you follow. It's as simple as that. This is the principle of Anugatya, like this. So it's not anymore a question of who's right or wrong. It's a question now of what is there, taking advantage of the nourishment, of your bhakti, like this. You understand? So Chaturmasya, for example, some may choose to eat certain foods. They may neglect whatever rules. Now, if we think about this, all these rules, and including tomato and this, like that, they put that in the calendar that Srila Gurudev publishes. So some may say, we want some scriptural evidence. Okay, You may find or you may not. But like it's a simple thing. Like the point here is not anymore like sometimes you have to show I am right. You know. So this is now an exercise for us how to do your practice without not like like do your practice in a very like fixed way and also not fanatical way. If some people don't have faith in you, then don't also try to like force them, and also no need to also criticize them. Like oh you're lovers, you're eating this and like that. No need. They will not accept you. You're not their guru anyway. Now just focus, like especially in time of vrata. Instead of focusing on others, focus on yourself. Like this. So people can spend time like making rules for everyone. Hey, do this, do this. But really, this is the role of guru, the role of the senior devotees. Let them do that. For us, like for us, simple devotee, then best way to be humble, and then just follow what your the Shiksha gurus and the senior Vaishnavas are doing, and no need to like fight with everyone. Hey, why are you not following this? Unless someone is really inquisitive and they're asking and they want to know, then you tell them, you help them. But okay, this is the way. Follow. You understand? Spiritual life, so many ways to, and Maya makes all these ways to make all these different distractions. Like to be distracted. We have to always remember, in every activity we do, we have to remember why we are doing this activity. So it's there, like, to help you remember Krishna, to help you, one is to cultivate activities which are for the service of Krishna. That's mainly, and that includes remembering Krishna. And another is developing the sentiments, the moods of being a servant of Krishna. So this is very important. If you just think about that, then you will appreciate, or you will be able to reconcile things. You understand? Like I was telling yesterday that in one's life there's always many like obstacles, and really it's not a matter of like trying to change like like the situation like for my benefit, but it's more really it's more in seeing how much Krishna or how much this activity is helping you remember Krishna. You understand? Is that clear or not so clear? In the beginning, sadhaka is so self-centered. Anything happens to him, he's so worried, like, oh, why I'm like this? Oh, I want to be like this. Oh, it's all about me. In the beginning. Oh, well, of course, it's good. You're concerned about yourself. You want to become a pure devotee. You want to, like this. You want bhakti for yourself. It's good for you. But most of the time, it's all about yourself. But then the more you advance, then really you forget that. Like whatever happens to you, it doesn't matter now, because what is your concern now is only Krishna. Now, and that's how like you can really test. Like if you think about this also, like so many controversies, of fighting. And really, and you may be involved in that also. Then you can ask, why am I doing this? And then usually it points to your concern about yourself. Like, no, because people will not respect me, or they're criticizing me, or I don't want to be, I am right, like this. Like, it's all about yourself. But later on, if you begin to appreciate really the real purpose of your sadhana, or the purpose of all your activities, then if you begin to appreciate how all these things are relevant. Like, you can ask, like, is this really relevant? Like, should I really have to do this? Because you can be talking about Siddhanta also. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, if it's not really for making you like remember Krishna, and it's not really nourishing your the devotion for you and for everyone else, then it's also prajalpa. It's really just prajalpa also. Even if you can quote verses, but it's only there to show that I know I'm better than you, like this. So this is also, it falls in the category of prajalpa. It's not harikata. Like this. So harikata and all these devotional practices, this is like purifying. It actually helps someone to become actually more faithful and more surrendered. You understand? So going back to the question, like again, so many rules are there. So it's a matter of you becoming involved, like fighting with all these people, showing them this is the proper rule, like this, like that. But really, unless you're like big acharya and guru and you really want to teach people, then okay, go ahead, But if you're not, then no need. It's unnecessary. Now, try to follow like this. So I'm just telling you what the Vaishnavas are doing, especially the senior devotees that you take your anugatya. For you, that is correct. That is for us the best. Because for one, really without them, how you can follow? How you can do this? And now for others people who have no faith on the Vaishnavas that you follow, then no need to speak to them also. I'm fighting with them. They don't have faith anyway. That is. They're not like-minded. You stay with like-minded people, this is how you something. Like this. You understand? So, especially in the time of vrata, then all these distractions are there. This is a way of Maya to distract you of your vrata. So, always remember, during vrata time, one have to always remain pure, clean. That's why part of any vrata is taking bath early morning, like keeping clean, like this. Then, also, it involves some way to control the eating and the sleeping. Because these are the main activities, eating and sleeping. In your whole life, these are the things that, like, very valuable. Like, you can give up also, like, listening harikata for this, eating and sleeping. So, on a vrata time, then you minimize like these things. Now, in the beginning, two ways. One is, first is more like Vaidhi category, meaning you're imposing because you have no this spontaneous, like attraction. It's not like a spontaneous thing. It's not like you don't feel like eating because you just want to chant the whole day. It's not like that. Actually, you're actually hungry and you want to eat. But there's some vrata that now, like, I should at least eat once a day. Not like minimize. At least for this 4 months. So this is a special month. There are seasons in a year. And it said that some, in a way, the seasons, they become like a putipan for the sadhaka's practices. So, during summertime, for example, very hot. Now, we're transitioning to rainy season. Chaturmasya actually the rainy season, but before that, summer. And summertime, then it reminds us, so what do the devotees do? This heat becomes like an odipan. They make festival based on that, you know. So what, like on average, in Chanda Netra, and trying to like cool down the body of Krishna. Being inspired about all the separation mood, which are like fire, heating, and this. So then after summer, then rainy season. What Udipan this rainy season do? It's like, actually, it's like, you know, samsarada vadala vidaloka pranaya karunya ganaghanatvam pratasya kalyana dunamase vantiguru sri charanara. We know that translation for this. He said like Guru is like the rain cloud that extinguishes the forest fire. So he said by the rain cloud distributing rain, what happened? Rain, this should be like our inspiration, like when the rain comes, it's like, oh, so much mercy, now dropping, now rasa coming. And so then, like in Madhura Kadambini, Kadambini means what? Like rows of dark rain clouds. And he said, for a place that's like a desert, and they have no water, and they're all like, you know, like dying of thirst. Just seeing the rain cloud, now so much happiness is coming. Like, oh, soon it's gonna rain. You know, like, oh, they're gonna be relieved. Rain has not even come yet, but just seeing the rain cloud, they're already very happy, like this. You know. But then when the rain actually comes, then very happy, and now even flooding. Like, so Mahaprabhu actually is, and his associates, they're just so merciful, flooding the world with this rasa. So it is rainy season in a way for the devotees will remind, like inspiring, like, oh, now is a time for, you know, like this distribution of so much like mercy, like this. And therefore they're doing this vrata to try to capture this mercy. You understand? So two ways actually. On a material level, during rainy season, it says that because rain is the source of all, you know, all the jivas. Then we hear that from rain, then the jivas they come, you know, and then they enter into the grains, and then they, and then all these different life forms coming. So during rainy season, then all these, so many like insects coming, and all these new, like different life forms starting to grow. And therefore, that's why first month, not eating all these leafy vegetables, because at times so many worms and things. So that's like on a material like level. Sometimes we just take it for granted, but they have some like material like reasons actually. When someone have no control over their eating, then there's all this tendency to enjoy also. They're eating all these things and all these jivas, you know, they're eating. Then all these jivas now controlling him, like, oh, I want to enjoy it like this. So, therefore, For someone controlled by the senses, very difficult to do bhajan, no? Very difficult to do sadhana. Therefore, now our scriptures, all the sadhus, then they recommend, this rainy season, follow this Chaturmasya vrata. Ultimately, to protect you from becoming servant of your senses, and instead be able to accept all this mercy. This time is so much mercy coming. Why? Because during this time, all these festivals would be there to nourish you for all, like remembrance of like Bandhav pastimes, and developing all your like relationship. You understand? So it begins, of course, Guru Purnima, and this is very good actually. We all want to become servants, and that's what we're trying to learn in this life actually, how to become servants of Krishna. Because when we talk about Bhakti, Bhakti means seva, means service. So that's what when you say Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam, that Anushilan, one thing there is the cultivation of activities, that is service, cultivation of all endeavors, body, mind, words, for service of Krishna. That's one. But that's not enough, no. You have to cultivate also that mood. The mood of what? That I am servant. Because you can be serving, but the mood is still there, I am the master. Like this. So, therefore, this, like, for example, this vrata, it begins reminding us how to quickly accept all these blessings, like all these showers of mercy. Follow this vrata. First, under guidance of Guru. Like this. So that's why Guru Purnima. Now, you cannot do anything without Guru, really. So, from Guru, then you learn how to become servant. Like a disciple, to serve. Krishna is so far away. You cannot serve. You cannot serve Krishna. And one you can imagine, but really, that's whether you're right or wrong, you don't. But when you're actually serving a person, like directly in front of you, like the Guru, when you make mistakes, then he can tell you, hey, this is wrong. He can tell you how to serve nicely. He will engage you in service of, then he will teach you how to become servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how to be servant of Radha and Krishna. But of course, before that even, teaching you how to serve the Vaishnavas, like that. And this way, then you're learning all these different skills and all this different ability to serve. And then all the moods also of servant. Then, that's in the first month, right? Then second month, what is, after the first month, second month begins with, always Purnima. Which one? Holiday Purnima. Holiday Purnima, the original Guru also, no? This holiday. Now we have to appreciate. Now all these months actually bringing us to understanding like Braja. For Gaudiyas, then it's easy to appreciate this. Ultimately, for Gaudiyas, our ultimate goal is we want to become like servant of Radharani. That's what we want. That's what we want. So then we see that these 4 months of Chaturmasya are actually like an entrance, like a gate, some special arrangement to make us qualified to what we want, what we desire. Before becoming like servant of Radharani, you have to properly be trained. So first, you have to become a very good servant of Guru, like this. He will train you Dasya Rasa. Like this Dasya. This Dasya, this is the foundation actually of all rasa. this Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, they're all serving. They're all serving. So they're all, Dasya is there. But now there's all these different, of course, like variations of the moods. Like in Dasya, there's some master and the servant. They're not equal. But then in Sakya, friends are also serving. They're serving each other. The friends, they care for each other and they serve each other. But the mood is we're equal. But then in Vatsalya, of course, they're also serving, like mother always serving, father always serving. And what is that? But the mood is now so much more like different, because while in Sakya is like they're equal, in Vatsalya, like no, they're not equal. The mood of the mother is that like, oh, I have to take care of my son. If I will not take care of him, he will die. Like this. He's like, he's depending on me. So he's not never equal. So there is all this like difference. So then we have to appreciate, like when we're doing our vrata, then this is what we're actually trying to pray. For in the beginning, like really, what is there? Only by prayer, really. You can do your activity and pray. Oh, may all these like moods of service will come following this vrata. Help me to do this vrata very nicely. And so first Guru Purnima, next Baladev Purnima. Baladev is the head of all Krishna's friends also. So that's why now entering like Sakya. Then what is there in the third month? Again, the Purnima. What do we celebrate? Every Purnima is a celebration. Third month. This is, it begins with Vishwarup. Vishwarup. So, Vishwarup referring to, one is there's Mahavishnu, the universal form. He's like father of the universe. Vatsalya, taking care of all the universe. There's also Vishwarup, brother of Mahaprabhu. We know the brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One like manifestation of Lord Nityananda. He also, although he is like brother, Mahaprabhu consider him like very dear, like brother. His mother Sachi and his father Jagannath Mishra. Sometimes Mahaprabhu not even afraid of them. Mahaprabhu very, during like when he was like little boy, very naughty. He goes to the Ghat and he would disturb all these Brahmins doing their Gayatri. He would like put so much like water in his mouth and then spit on those like Brahmins doing their Gayatri. And that's actually like so much mercy, Imagine that. Bhagavan himself directly prasadam, like this. But then, of course, they don't see that. Then they become angry, like this. And then they complain. So, but Mahaprabhu never stopped. Like he's not afraid, even his father and mother chastising him. And you can see this in the pastime of the Brahmin. One Brahmin visited Mahaprabhu's house at Nimai, and then he's cooking, because all these Brahmins actually, sometimes they have this vow that they only eat their own cooking, they don't take, but then they take Krishna, they take the ingredients, but then they cook for themselves, and then they offer to their Thakurji. So this Brahman, he has his own gopal, and he offering. But then every time he offers, then this Nimai coming and eating that. He's sitting down, closing his eyes, but when he opens his eyes, sometimes he hears like some noise, and then he's shouting. And then all the house, in the house, they're all coming. So, Chaturmasya, Mother Sachi, they apologize, and they're hiding in my, you know the story, But then, no matter like what his parents telling him, he's still doing it. But we know when his brother said, "God, what are you doing?" Then he becomes like he honors so much his brother. So, and what happened when his brother somehow he said that he was arranged that he will be married, and he doesn't want to be involved in family life. Then he, with one other devotee, he took sannyas. And so then Jagannath Mishra, Mother Sachi crying so much, even Nimai crying so much. What is this mood? This is Vatsalya. Like when you're so concerned, like like for the let's say what can happen to him, like this, you know this word Vatsalya. Vatsa means this baby cow, not the cows. So it's actually from that. When the mother cow sees baby calves, then immediately milk coming. So much this affection. So here we can put some connection that third month should inspire us to appreciate Vatsalya, this Vatsalya mood. So making us appreciate all these levels of rasa. Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. Then ultimately the fourth month we know Kartik, which now then you should be there to make us appreciate what? The Madhurya Rasa. It begins with this Purnima, this Rasalila, this autumn season Rasalila. And we know this is the month of Shrimati Radharani. So here then we can connect, especially for us in Bodhiya, then we have to connect in this way. That we are following all this vrata ultimately to get the blessings. This is rainy season, these showers of mercy now coming. Now, hopefully by first month, we can appreciate Dasya, second month, Sankhya, third month, Vatsalya, and finally fourth month, like Madhurya. Then after that, it will not end also. Because after that, then there's also Katyali Vrat, which is, we say now, this is like more to inside the Madhurya. So anyway, I'm just mentioning this, that when we follow vrata, there's all these external things, and it's like following all the rules. And it's good to be very conscientious, like what are the important rules that I should maintain? Because there will be so many, but there should be like every day, from the time you wake up, you should remember. So when we do vrata, I'm telling, always clean, clean, peaceful, like this, doing vrata. Then, of course, our main vrata really is kirtan. And that's why you can see, whatever vrata we're doing, whether Katyali vrata, Keshav vrata, Kartik vrata, we always have our kirtan. Because that is our main thing. Our kirtans. And of course your time for your japa. But then there's always some aspect of controlling the, like the senses. So during vrata time, then some control for sleeping, some control for the eating. And so we see all these devotees, many, if they're not eating like 3 times, some people, they eat more than 3 times a day. They just eat and eat, right? So at least on the vrata time, like for at least maybe for some people, they only like I will only eat prasadam and 3 times a day. And maybe for some this is already very difficult. But at least on vrata time, because it's so easy to just go and buy cheese balls or just go and buy all this cake or whatever, like this, and then eat. But on vrata time, it's like, I will not go. I'll forget all these endeavors, buying all these things. I'll only take Maharaj. That which really has been offered to Thakurji. And only on the specific time for eating. Okay. And for some, they go up to even like just once a day. Because that time for eating, they utilize for their chanting. And of course, just as you're controlling your eating, then controlling also your sleeping. So, it's like this time very valuable. So why will I sleep during the day? Of course, you cannot, not possible to not sleep. So already you're sleeping every night. So during this time, then yeah, you value so much. Like, that will be part of my vrata. During the day, I will not sleep. Actually, Ekadasi is like this. Ekadasi, during the day, you should not sleep. It's like, why would you waste that time? Krishna, that's the time Krishna has come. And He's there to give you what you want. So you stay with it, chanting His name, kirtan, whatever, healing, harikata. Don't waste that time sleep. Because it's so easy to forget. You just sleep. By the time you wake up, you forget already something. That's why you have to remind. From the time you wake up, you have to remind yourself. Oh, something very important I should do today. And okay, from the time you wake up, maybe remembering like, I should see Thakurji immediately. So this is what I also mentioned before, that we have to appreciate that Krishna Lila is going on now. He's making us a part of His Lila, really. He has come in the form of the deity. So that is already one Lila of Him. So if you can just appreciate that, then like that, you be enthusiastic. Like, I'll see Him today. He's there, like this. Or I'll do my seva today for Him, like this. And you'll be enthusiastic to do it. It's not just like, some statue there. It's like, that is Krishna. Really. And this is His Lila. Now, He's giving me opportunity to, one, I can see Him and He can see me, like this. So, imagine that, like, we have also Panchatattva and we have Vrata, we have Bihari, like this. Why will we not see? And it's actually very amazing. He has come, but I know some people, like, it doesn't matter to them also that the day passed and they have not seen even Thakurji for that day. Like, some people, like, it just doesn't matter. So, it's like, we know when we go to Kamyavan, there is one Dharma Kund, I think. And one type of demigod, he disguises a certain, I forgot, that he was asking one by one. Actually, you just hear Maharaj, they are asking the question, what is the most amazing thing? Like this. And I said, like, do you remember the answer? What is the most amazing thing? What? like everyone's dying, everyone's dying, but never it comes to one's mind that it will happen to me. Something like that. Yeah? So that's quite amazing. But then, actually, there is some in our scripture also. It actually tells like, what is more amazing than that is that Krishna has given His name. His name can purify you from all sins actually, and make you like completely like pure. And it's like no one can even sin more than how much this name, one chanting of the name can purify. The holy name is so powerful, and Krishna has manifested for the name to be there for everyone. It's available. The holy name is available to purify everyone. And everyone has a tongue to chant the name. The tongue is there to chant the name. It's so easy. You just have to chant. The name is available and you have your tongue to chant the name. But people would still go to hell. That's what the Shastra says. It's so wonderful. It's so amazing. People still go to hell. Why? Because they don't want to chant. Like this. So, the same way also, Bhagavan, this is his lila, he has come in the form of Thakurji, of a teaching. And it's there to help you become like attached to him. You can see him, but you can live in the temple and not even, like it doesn't matter to you if you don't see Karunya. Like this. So therefore, in these vrata times, like, so I say, from the time you wake up, try to remind you, because it's very easy to forget. We always then reminding ourselves that, oh, these things are very important, I should do this. And part of the vrata, meaning becoming peaceful, never engage in all this like criticism or talking about like other people. Like this Prajatma, let him really. Like so much easier if you try to avoid speaking, but this is very difficult, no? That's why they Bacho Vegam. Bacho, that's number one. In Rupa Goswami, Bacho Vegam. Manasa Krodha Vegam. So that's Bacho, the desire to speak. It's always there. But first, of course, it's not possible for you to stop that. Because it's our nature, we have to speak. And therefore, we just utilize that tendency by chanting and speaking Harikatha. That is naturally controlled by this. No need to artificially try to stop. Following. So when we do our vrata, we do like this. Where our vrata is not to stop our senses like, hey, you cannot do like this. Our vrata means to redirect. Like giving real purpose of our senses. We are not this body, of course, but this body can be helpful to remind you of your actual swarup as a servant of Krishna. Okay, so all these rules are there, but then we have to begin to appreciate they are all servants of the original rule. What is that? Remember Krishna, not forget. Okay? So whatever situation, this is what I'm telling, whatever situation is there, then you should always connect to that. Whether it's bad situation or happy situation, it's like, oh, you should always try to see, like, oh, remember Krishna within your situation. We always know this, Gurudev always quote this verse, Tate Nukampam, Susumek Shamanam. Everyone familiar with this verse? This is Lord Brahma actually speaking. He said that whatever situation, it's like if you don't blame anyone, you actually consider that, oh, this is good for me. This is favorable for me. someone who is surrendered, like devotee, someone who is surrendered, actually only the surrendered person that can enter Bhakti. He said surrender is the gateway to Bhakti. And really this is the main principle actually. It's not like after you surrender then you enter Bhakti and then no more surrender. No. It's like surrender is always there. You understand? So, and Jiva Goswami even telling that Bhakti begins Shraddha, right? We know Shraddha. I said, Shraddha means, what is meaning of Shraddha? What's meaning of Shraddha? Meaning of Shraddha. What is meaning of Shraddha? Yeah, faith. Faith what? Faith can also be blind, you know? It's like, oh, I believe. What do you believe? No, I believe. Whatever you say, I believe. Like that.
Faith that Krishna gave me everything.
So, but this is not like blind faith also. This is rooted in faith in scripture, rooted in the words of Guru, the words of the sadhus. So that faith. And really, what does the scripture teach? It teaches that only bhakti is what will make you attain perfection of life. And therefore you have no faith in all the other processes. Karunya, no faith in that. Yoga, whatever, mystic, all these activities. You understand? So, ultimately when you say Shraddha, meaning complete conviction that really only Bhakti is the only process for perfection. But it is all rooted in Shastra and in Guru, the words, instructions of Guru methods. You follow it? And so, along with that is surrender. Like this. Jiva Goswami telling that they are actually like synonymous. Because this Shraddha is more like internal. Like, oh, I have this conviction. But externally, how it manifests? By your surrender. You following? So, there's 6 limbs, right? We said Satanga Sharanagati. 6 limbs. So when you say limbs, they are like body parts. You can tell someone is surrendered when he has these limbs. You understand? Like how you can tell someone is a dog? Because his head is shaped like the dog's head. You know, his arms are like the dog's arms. Like you're following. So this like body, according to that body parts, you know, if some body part is missing, then you can say, oh, he's not complete, like that. You understand? So when you say it's Sharanagati, the Sharanagati has body parts. If something missing, then really you cannot say that person is surrendered. 6 things will have to be there. You understand? So you know this. What are the 6 body parts? Anupula sa sankalpa, accepting only what is favorable. Then, practical yourself personal. What is unfavorable, reject. Then, Bhakshishyaditi Viswaso, like completely trust, completely like have faith that Krishna will protect me, Bhagavan will protect me. 3rd one. 4th, concretely Paranam. Srila Maharaj, I think it's like because his English is very good, you know, so he translates it like embracing. This is like embracing the guardianship of Krishna. You know, like during wedding, that's Varanam. You know, Varan is like this term Varan is like wedding. Like when the husband and wife, or the wife specifically, he accepts that he is my maintainer. He is my husband. Like that. He will maintain me. I can fully trust him. Like that. So that is Varan. So, and of the 6, this is the main Amri. So like, from this, then all the others, because from that, when you fully accept Krishna, that, oh, I can give my life to him. he's my guardian, like this. He's my maintainer, like that. Then you know he will protect you, and therefore you know that like what is unfavorable, you will reject, like this. You know. So far how many? 4. What else? Atman Ekshek, like completely dedicating, offering your whole life, and Karpanye, like becoming meek and humble, like this. You understand? So these 6 things are there. Then you can say surrender. Now why I'm mentioning this? Because this should always inspire us in everything that we do. When you are completely surrendered, you have full faith, like how Bhagavan, like he's your maintainer. For one, you appreciate. He is supreme controller, right? He is supreme controller. It's not like, so with whatever situation you have, you may be put in a like bad situation. And so many ways that you can think of different ways that you're in a bad situation, you're depressed or whatever, like now all these problems are there. If you surrender, then you know. It's like Krishna is in control. Whatever is happening in my life, it's not like this happened without Krishna knowing it. You understand? He knows this is happening. Like nothing can happen without his approval, really. You understand? But then, okay, so that one we can appreciate. Second is, it's not that he is not like he makes mistake. You know, it's like, oh, I'm giving my life to him. But then you may question like, why is he allowing this to happen? So maybe he commit mistake, like this. But never he commits mistake. The surrendered devotee, he knows that, oh, he allowed this to happen, and it's not a mistake. He knows. And third is like he loves me. You know, we have to have that appreciation. It's not like who can love you more than Krishna? Really? Like who can love you more than God? Your mother? Your father? Like no. Like really, Krishna and of course his devotees, they care for us. So now whatever happened is happening to us. It's not that they don't know or they're neglecting you and therefore it's happening to you or they have committed a mistake. Like no. You have to accept that no, this is maybe a way for me to develop, to cultivate like how it is to become a servant, how to surrender, like this. You know, sometimes Krishna has to test, maybe. You understand? So the surrender devotee, he doesn't become disturbed, whatever situation. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, whether alive or dead, Jivani Marani, like this, then they go, I'm only for your service. So it's now, his concern now is not a matter of like how I can change my situation. Like no, it should not be like this. Changing the external environment. It's a matter of now appreciating now. No, this is a very special arrangement of Krishna. This one type of mercy. It's just a matter of like catching, like oh. So this is now like begin to appreciate, like oh, seeing in every situation that you're in, Krishna is there, and there's a purpose for that. And like oh, this is all really for my benefit, like this. Because maybe if a different thing happened, maybe I will forget him, like this. And so that's why great devotees, they pray. We always put in a very critical situation. So then they always they remember Krishna. So just reminding you these things, actually I'm reminding myself, telling them this. So this is very good. Okay. What else? Now 9 o'clock.
Maharaj, what difference would this Akshishya Vishwasu sometimes looks like same things?
No, there's some difference. This Raksha means protect. Protect. So you have this full faith that he will protect. Why? Because you know he's your maintainer. You know you can give your life to him. So of course they're not separate. They're connected because they're all connected. But there's some speciality. One is the source for the other. This completely Bharana, that is the source. Like completely you're accepting. And this acceptance that he is my maintainer. He loves me. He will maintain me. Like this. So from that, then you will know he will always protect. Then that's the next one. But first, acceptance has to be there. Acceptance is Bharana. Then part of that is like after that, then also is humble, humility. The surrendered devotee is always humble. Because along with that also is when someone is humble, he is not disturbed with whatever situation around. He is patient with this. Sometimes we're restless and impatient. Why? Because really you're not surrendered. You have all this, like, you're not appreciating that Krishna is in control and whatever's happening is good for you. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Very nice.